he has the honour of refereeing the first ever World Cup match in Australia. Troy Coker, his first test match, and Mr. Lawrence assisted by David Bishop from New Zealand and René Orquet from France. The first ever World Cup match in Australia is underway. And Harrison, the England skipper, fittingly with the first touch. Well, we've just seen a pulsating match at Lancaster Park in Christchurch. A 20-all draw between France and Scotland. Michael Lynagh. Poitevin sets up. He's wrapped up by Dean Richards. The Australians have smuggled the ball ahead. And a shaky kick from Lynagh out on the full. Remembering that Michael Lynagh was unfit for the test match against Korea last week, and he'll be lacking match fitness.
Well, I think all the players are going to take a little while to settle down. That was Michael Lynagh's first touch of the football, and it was unfortunate went out in the full, but I don't think we'll see too many of those today.
Australia with two men over 2 metres tall. Campbell, number 5 there, 6 feet 8. Lynagh cut out the slack, and here's Campese. Good pass away to Andy Slack, looping round, but plenty of white jerseys.
Well, it was good backing up from Slack. Unfortunately, Campese again may have been a little bit nervous. He really didn't take that ball as well as he should, and the captain had to cover up for him.
Brian Moore, the 25-year-old trainee solicitor from Nottingham, number 2. Dooley does well. Rees. And the whole England pack arrived. Underwood, one of the quickest men out there. Great play here from England. Salmon couldn't hold on. Jamie Salmon, who made his test debut for the New Zealand All Blacks against Romania. He's a dual international.
Well, it was great work by England. That's what they've got to do. Get it out to the likes of Underwood and Harrison all day and really stretch the Australian defence.
Tommy Lawton, the Australian hooker. And again, Dooley takes the line out. Salmon, Sims, here comes Rose. Harrison chases, Gould the last line. And it almost slipped away from him. England player out cold here, Marcus Rose.
Yep, he certainly was. We'll look at this play now. He kicks the ball. Peter Gregg coming from the blindside wing magnificently takes him out just after he kicks the ball.
And you may have seen Rose there. He was just staring vacantly at the bottom of that ruck. England with the scrum feed, but a real sense of urgency in the early stages about the England forwards. Mr. Keith Lawrence having trouble with the front rows. England scrum holding well. Richard Harding controlled by Richards. It's gone straight up in the air. They're all onside. Williams to Salmon. That's Underwood.
Well, they were two bad kicks by the English side. First by halfback Harding and then by Salmon. They've really got to put the ball behind the Australians and turn them around and as such make their own players run onto it.
22-metre line. 4 minutes elapsed in this first half. Marcus Rose, we've heard from the dressing room, has regained consciousness and he's now feeling comfortable. Nick Barr-Jones, number 9 for Australia. Enrique Rodriguez, the loose head prop for Australia. He's opposing Gary Pearce on this side of the scrum. And the penalty to Australia for England pulling the front row down. Paul Rendell, loose head prop for England. He's certainly a seasoned campaigner, 33 years of age. So a near capacity crowd here at Concord. This match going live to New Zealand and right across Australia. No score in the game, 5 minutes gone. Brian Moore, reserve hooker for the first 3 Five Nations matches this year. Peter Winterbottom couldn't control. Here's Roger Gould. And there must be some sort of cloud over the fitness of Gould. He hasn't played a match of this intensity this season, and he'll be looking to come through today with no recurrence of those sciatic nerve and hamstring injuries which have dogged his career. 35 metres out from the Australian goal line.
Go, guys. Come on.
Some assistance in the line out there for Wade Dooley. His teammates helped him up. Penalty Australia.
Well, it must be very disheartening trying to jump against Cutler, Campbell and having a number 8 like Coker in the side. So I think the Englishmen are going to try and get away with as much as they can.
Line-outs 3 apiece so far. So Australia into England territory for one of the few times so far. Number 7, Gary Rees, opposed to Simon Poitevin at the back. 6 is Peter Winterbottom. He's known as the straw man. Just short of halfway. Harding. Campese. Nasty ball. He's played a lot at fullback. And there he showed the benefits.
Well, it's important for Australia that both Campese and Grigg get back to assist Roger Gould as much as possible. They're both very competent players, and if there's any doubt about Roger Gould's fitness, at least these two guys can take some of the pressure off him.
Brett Papworth. Attesting Gary Owen. Harrison underneath. And he took it well. Webb. His first touch of the football in the World Cup. 30 metres out from the England goal line. And a little pat on the backside there from Jamie Salmon. But a good kick from Papworth. Troy Coker at the front, doing well. Rodriguez smuggles it back. Lawton. Hand in the ruck by Australia under the referee's nose. Once the ball is on the ground, you can't help it back with your hand. You have to use your feet. And a silly penalty there by the Australians. This is the 12th meeting between these two countries, the 4th in Australia.
7-9.
Lineouts now 6-3 to Australia. Steve Cutler at the back. Rodriguez into half-back. Nasty pass. He's slack. Back to Tyneman. 10-metre line. Lawton at 5/8. Oh, didn't the crowd love that? He didn't quite have the pace to tackle Webb. Troy Coker did. 35 metres from the Australian goal line.
Well, we've already seen the Englishmen willing to run that ball. Australia have got to be very careful where they place that, where they place their kicks. Unfortunately, Tommy Lawton went to the wrong side and had nothing to do and straight into the hands of Webb.
Dean Richards there, the 23-year-old policeman from Leicester, locking the England scrum. And it looks as though he's going to pack down between the breakaway and the second row here. He's not packing down in the middle. The Well, that was a rehearsed move. Underwood was supposed to take the ball at pace. The only problem is he didn't get a finger to it.
Well, the Englishmen pull that move all the time. The only trouble was the referee got in the way. Normally, Harding would come around the referee and the defensive breakaway would run into him.
12 metres from halfway. Still no score in the game. 10 minutes now gone in the first half. Salmon, Sims. Poitevin spoiled the run around. Harrison, taken by Campisi. Winterbottom very quickly to that loose ball.
Well, that was good play by breakaway Simon Poitevin. He shadowed the English backline across the field. They attempted to do a run around, and who was there? Simon Poitevin.
So now Jonathan Webb with a chance to score the first points on Australian soil of this inaugural World Cup. Well, it's been a pretty even tussle so far in the forwards. Some spilt passes. But this would be a great morale booster for England. That was a pretty nervous attempt. And now Roger Gould. Repeating earlier scores in New Zealand, Romania defeated Zimbabwe 21-20, and Scotland and France a 20-all draw. Harding's put everyone onside. Lynagh taken well. Gould on his left foot. Quick throw to Richards. Campbell the tackler, but the referee not happy with that quick line out.
Well, that was great play from Michael Lynagh, who took that ball just as Williams hit him. He kept his cool and kept on his feet, threw it to Roger Gould, and for Australia, Gould put it out.
Redman at the front. Williams. Lynagh the tackler. Harding on the short side. Knocked ahead by Lawton. Well, Tommy Lawton been very conspicuous in the loose. Harrison. David Campisi inside his 22. And that one has gone a mile. Jonathan Webb can only gain 25 metres, so a big territorial gain for the Australians. Dean Richards has certainly added an extra dimension in skill and creativity at number 8 for England. Very constructive player. Very good wrestle going on in the front row. Lynagh. Papworth. Gould's in the line, couldn't handle. Underwood. Well, that would have been shut the gate if he'd handled. Probably the fastest man on the field. He had a 40-metre dash. And Mark, I doubt whether they would have caught him.
Well, there's no way in the world Australia would have caught him. As you said, it would have been a certain try, but Australia have got to concentrate a little bit more. That pass, I think it was from Papworth to Roger Gould, was just too bad to be true.
Jones with a clever kick. Webb is following and running everyone onside. Gould. Well, the referee has ruled here that there were men inside the 10 metres. They made no effort to retire. Because they were in front of the man who kicked the ball, they had to stay outside the 10-metre radius. And the option there was for a penalty where the ball was kicked. Correction, a scrum where the ball was kicked, or a penalty from where it landed.
Well, this is a very difficult kick for Michael Lynagh. It's, I think, a couple of inches inside his own half. I've certainly seen him kick him from here before, but I'm just a little bit curious about the makeup of the ball. As you know, we've got new mitre balls for this competition, and hopefully he's practiced enough at training to put this one over.
So Michael Lynagh, he's a member of the exclusive 200 club now, exactly 200 points in Test football. He's not going to have the distance. So both goal kickers having one penalty shot in the first 15 minutes. Still no score in the game. Jonathan Webb with the dropout. Coker not handling. Looked to be troubled by the sun. Number 1 is Topo Rodriguez, playing in his 36th Test match this afternoon. 15 of those with Argentina. Richards, number 8. Rees losing ahead. Rodriguez clearing. Quick hands here from the Australians. Back it goes to Grigg. He's supported from the right wing. Parr Jones, slack. Webb underneath. And some bad communication there by England, almost proving disastrous.
Well, that was unbelievable. In a Test match such as this, there should be no doubt at all. There's got to be one call and one call only. Webb and I don't know who it was, but maybe the winger. They should have just called that ball and somebody taken it.
Man on the ground interfering with the ball. Looks as though Dean Richards has been penalised, diving over the ball, and this a much easier attempt for Michael Lynagh. Richards scored 2 tries in his Test debut in 1985 against Ireland. The first England forward to do so in nearly 60 years. Is it first points for Australia? It's hit the upright and bounced through. Well, that's doing it the hard way. 18 minutes gone in the first half.
Well, it's a good start for Australia. It doesn't matter how they go over, but as long as they go over. Michael Lynagh's confidence would have soared with that. I'm sure the Australian team will look forward now to just scoring more points.
So both sides really cancelling the other out in the first 20. Again, it's right into the sun. Parr Jones. Steve Tyneman, he's going to have a run through the first tackle of Williams. Good ruck ball for the Australians. Lawton. Lynagh with a big kick. Webb underneath. And he did well to scramble that one into touch.
Well, that's good intelligent play from Tommy Lawton. He realised again he was caught in that blind side, didn't hesitate, passed a quick ball to Michael Lynagh, who put up that beautiful kick. We'll see it here. Webb catches it, Michael Lynagh chasing his own kick, and England lucky to get out of trouble then.
Good jump by Bill Campbell, but pilfered by Dean Richards. England forwards driving Australia back. Nigel Redmond does well. Salmon, Sims, his Webb. Harrison's with him. Referee says play on. This is Brian Moore, the hooker. England clears it again. Williams with that left foot spiral torpedo punt. Too big. Ball out on the full, right back to halfway. Martin Green, head of economics at the Warwick School, former Cambridge captain. Not happy with that kick.
Well, I think Williams made the wrong choice then. He had 3 or 4 players out wide. All it would have taken was one long pass, and they surely would have had the overlap.
Halfway line, Australia 3-0, 20 minutes gone first half. Australia has marched that ball a good 12 metres. Slack, Campese, intercepted by Harrison. Nick Barr-Jones, inside is Grigg. He couldn't hold on. Referee's playing advantage. Roger Gould. He's caught by Underwood. Rodriguez in trouble. England power in. Oh, they showed some beef that time. Dean Richards, Paul Rendell. Great stuff from the England forwards.
That all started with poor backline movement by Australia. Campese was far too flat when he attempted to take that ball. Subsequently, England got it, and now Australia must have lost 15, 20 yards.
Dean Richards. Peter Winterbottom. Harding caught by Campese. Redmond back to Harrison. This is Kevin Sims. Webb the fullback. England looking dangerous. Sims again. Underwood couldn't take the final pass. The referee pulls it back to the 22 for the knock-on.
Well, this is where the Englishmen are proving most dangerous in broken play. Their wingers are coming across the field. Well, look here, Webb links into the back line. If Underwood, again, could have taken this ball, it could have been easily a try for England. As it turns out, I couldn't understand why referee Lawrence pulled that up.
Just outside the 22. Australia looking for a big punt kick from Gould, and he certainly was equal to the occasion. Roger Gould, whose Wallaby tour first started in 1978.
I've lost the time. Roger.
Again, some assistance in the line-out by England. I guess they have to resort to those sort of tactics against the tall timber from Australia. Bill Campbell there on the left, 203 centimetres or 6 feet 8. Certainly dwarfing Michael Lynagh. 23.5 minutes gone in the first half. And Australia now play inside the England 22. Australia leading 10-6 in the line-outs, and that was a vital one for England. Good clearance from Barr-Jones. 22-metre line. Coker. Outside is Grigg. Underwood the tackler. Desperate defence from England.
Well, again, great play by Lynagh. He took that ball up. He could have passed it earlier. The forwards set it up through Poitevin, and Grigg almost in the corner.
Lawton seems to be having a little bit of trouble hearing the line-out calls. Poitevin very close to the goal line. And the referee's whistle may have gone a little early there.
Well, look at this almost try again. I think it was Coker bullocking his way down the sideline. Peter Greig put his head back. I think Williams stuck out his hand. Michael Lynagh was looking for the try.
Australia trying to move the England scrum. They can't. Michael Lynagh. Cut out pass here. Gould couldn't handle. He tried to paddle the ball on. Slacks wrapped up. England may have lost it again, though. And it looks as though there's been some offside play by England right in front of their posts. They were in a nasty situation. Penalty 6-2 in favour of Australia. A contentious penalty, that one. But it gives Lynagh a chance now to make it 6-0 after 25 minutes.
We'll try and see what happens. There was players going in everywhere, the boots everywhere, the play come out. Referee Lawrence picked it up well before that. But I'm a little bit disconcerted that Australia's losing control of the ball out wide. Not only is it disappointing that they can't score the try, but they give the England flyers, Harrison and Underwood, an opportunity to pick up that loose ball and scoot away to score the try.
Greg Craig, the Australian physiotherapist, just applying some attention to David Campese. Alan Jones has now coached Australia in 21 test matches for 17 wins. They've lost only 4 games under his control, all of those to the All Blacks and 3 by a single point. Well, the two line-out giants, Steve Cutler and Bill Campbell, causing all sorts of problems for England. Then throw in Troy Coker and Steve Tyneman, and they really have their backs to the wall in the line-outs. But you may have seen in that last ruck that one of the England players was on the ground and was interfering with the play. You can't do that. You have to get back to your feet if you want to do that. And Lynagh's going to make it 6-0. Yes, the idea of the game is to stay on your feet. That's the way the referees police it. So a penalty conceded by England under their posts. 2 penalty goals to Michael Lynagh.
What England can't afford to do, just because they're being out-jumped in the line-outs and Australia have got a lot more weight, they've got to just play it fairly. They just got to rely on their tactics of tackling and wrapping Australia up.
Australia really getting some good possession from rucks and walls, particularly over the last 10 to 15 minutes. Gould's kick only gaining about 7 metres. Just outside the Australian 22. Long throw to Parr Jones. This is Tyneman. Straight into Dean Richards. Parr Jones using his 22 and gaining about 15 metres.
I think there's just a little bit of lack of communication behind the Australian scrum base. Again, that line out, Parr Jones took the ball, obviously was looking for Michael Lynagh or Roger Gould, and again found time for the second time in the game.
Good jump by Redman at the front. Williams, he spotted a gap. Parr Jones took him head on. Let's see what England can do here. Kevin Sims, elusive runner. Good ball for Webb. Back it goes to Harrison. Oh, good play here from England. Slack was offside. The referee's playing advantage. Webb. The referee has ruled that there was a maul formed. And now a chance for England to reply.
Well, great attacking play by the Englishmen. Once they keep control of that ball, their forwards are very good ball handlers. They're coming one after another. And I think really Andrew Slack would... what he did was a professional foul. He really stopped a certain 4 points.
So Jonathan Webb will be looking to strike this a little better than his previous one. There's Richard Hill in the middle, the man who captained England in the first 3 Five Nations internationals. And Martin Green finally sporting a smile. Again, he's off target. 2 relatively straightforward kicks from the young fullback in his first test, coming on as a replacement for Marcus Rose, the sharpshooter, who really has guided England through some situations in the Five Nations Championship. He has left the field with concussion. We understand he has recovered and is now in quite a comfortable condition. Redmond tapped it back. Tyman goes down on the loose ball. Captain courageous. Far Jones to Campisi. And a good ball and all tackle by the England captain. David Campisi with electrifying pace down that touchline. And there's a man who's doing very well for England, despite his lack of height. He did it again. But the referee said he was lifted. Gary Pearce and Paul Rendell, the 2 prop forwards, arguing. Redmond says, I wasn't lifted, mate. Penalty 7-3. Lynagh, another shot for goal.
Again, the Englishmen just can't afford to do this or play this type of game. They've really got to just rely on their defence. Admittedly, they won't get much line-out ball, but there's nothing wrong with that as long as they're not giving away points. And if they continue to do it, Michael Lynagh will continue to put Australia further in front.
Lynagh from 45 metres out, looking for his 3rd penalty goal. Out to the left. And the referee says 22. Suspicion of a knock on there behind the goal line by Jamie Salmon.
I think referee Lawrence has given him the benefit of the doubt.
Wade Dooley knocked it back. Williams. Good pressure from the Australians, Lynagh, Poitevin and also Steve Cutler.
I think Williams has got to give himself a little bit more distance between his halfback. It was well controlled by the forwards, but instead of standing way back and giving himself plenty of time to kick, he really put himself under pressure.
Richards at the back. Jumping off shoulders. England really being pained in the lineouts. Lynagh now with yet another attempt to increase this Australian lead. He's kicked 2 from 4 so far. And penalty goals have been the story of the day thus far. Phenomenal goal kicker, this man, and a lot of his skill must come from his soccer playing days at the Musgrove Hill School on the Gold Coast when he was 7 and 8 years old. He's also played American football in the United States. Well, that really is a bad miss by Lynagh and a let-off for England. 2 out of 5 for him. Both goal kickers having their problems this afternoon.
Can you imagine how Michael Lynagh is feeling in 1984 in the Grand Slam? He must have had 3 or 4 attempts at goal in the first half, and he only put 1 of those over, so hopefully he'll overcome that in the second half.
Out on the full. All of the Australian forwards saying, let it go, let it go. In that situation, there are several options. You can have another kick, or you can have the scrum back at the centre of the 22, or you can have the line out. Andrew Slack to Gould and Peter Grigg. Good pass back to Slack. Australia drives in. The England forwards just bulldozed out of the way. Mark Harthill, the young Australian prop who did so well in New Zealand last year, on the left. Alan Jones not happy with things at the moment. Michael Lynagh. Here comes Campese. They were waiting for him. Good tackle by Salmon. Australia looking for the scrum feed. They were going forward.
Well, that was a better move by the Australian backs, even though David Campese was caught with the ball. At least his forward momentum gave Australia another put into the scrum.
Five minutes before half-time. Steve Tyneman. Poitevin supporting. Lynagh's anxious for the ball. So too is Far Jones. Moore smuggled it back. This is Harding. They're running it. Webb.
Come on.
22-metre line.
3-5-8-2. Set.
Good jump by Richards. Getting over the top of Bill Campbell that time. Well, it's been a very competitive clash in the forwards. No tries in the first half so far. England outgunned in the line-outs, but making up in other areas. It's certainly been on equal terms at the breakdown. And a telling left foot from Peter Williams. Widely travelled young man. He played with Transvaal in South Africa also. There's Wade Dooley charging through the line-out. And he's been ruled offside.
Well, referee
Lawrence
has been vicious in his interpretations of the line-out. It appeared to me then Dooley, all he did was catch a ball that was sitting up in the air. I don't really agree that he was charging through. After all, there was, with only 3 Australians in the line-out, would have been very easy to do.
Yes, well, his signal was for barging. And he looked to be penalising Dooley, but once the ball is tapped from the line-out finishes. So Dooley appeared to be within his rights, but perhaps one of the prop forwards may have put the shoulder in. One of the Australians. So these mitre balls being used for the World Cup. Lynagh so far hasn't found them terribly to his liking. 2 from 5. This to make it 9-0 in the shadows of half-time. Well, he seems to have struck a horror patch. Harrison. Taken by Slack. And the Australian skipper was on the ground. The referee has ruled he didn't release.
Well, it was fantastic work from Slacky. His reflexes, shows that he's not as old as a lot of people appear to make him out, but unfortunately couldn't let go of that ball.
Big kick by Williams takes play over the halfway line.
Come on, England, come on, boys.
So, Mark, do you think Australia would be happy with their 6-0 lead?
I think they'll be a little bit disappointed, but nothing to panic about. I think in the second half, particularly the last 40 minutes or last 20 minutes, the English side might run out of puff.
Come on, let's pick it up.
Bill Campbell. England with lower body height. Tommy Lawton at halfback this time. Look at the drive from Poitevin. Papworth, he hasn't seen much of the ball. Gary Reese going in. England offside in the backs. That's the 10th penalty awarded against the Englishmen. They've received 4 only. And this one looks to be just out of the range of Michael Lynagh. This ball could be an up and under. And Gary Owen. Richards has called for it. Cutler took it brilliantly. Far Jones to Lynagh. He puts up another one. Webber's there. So is Richards. Confusion at the back for England. Chance for Australia. Harding comes away. Well, somehow England managed to smuggle that ball back, and there's the siren for half-time. England looking for their first ever win on Australian soil. Cutler couldn't take it. England sneaking through. Australia with the scrum feed. Cleared to Roger Gould. That one hasn't found touch, but it might have almost found a bit of snow if there's any up there. Not a bad reply from Webb. Rodriguez. Brilliant skills from the prop forward. Look at this kick from Far Jones.
Well, what a magnificent take by Rodriguez. He sensationally caught that falling down. He popped it up to Far Jones and has just made about 30 or 40 metres for Australia.
Roger Gould.
Well, good play by both sides. Campese took that ball, got a half break, and I thought he may have got to the try line. Peter Grigg was looping around as a good winger should, and Australia really firing now.
15 metres out from the England goal line. Bill Campbell got a hand to it. And Williams' left boot is certainly getting his side out of some trouble.
I can't help but feel England are just holding on. We saw in the last 15 minutes of that first half, Australia really pressured them, and I think we're going to see that all over again.
Campbell again getting a hand to it at the front. Cutler swept. Here comes Campese again. Poitevins there first. He's lost it ahead. Dooley. Harding away to Salmon. Now it's Sims. This is Webb, the fullback. Slack, the tackler. It was Brett Papworth. So the penalty awarded to England just inside the touchline. Australia leading 6-0. Troy Coker winning clearly. Australia rolling it on the left and losing the ball. Williams. Sims away to Salmon, and here's Webb. Underwood outside. Good pass infield, taken by Slack. Promising foray by England.
Well, this is when England look best. When they really get that ball along the line, we'll see Webb really making the attacking play, trying to set Underwood up outside of him. Slack took Webb out. I think it was Peter Grigg really got him, and that was a bit of a fluky pass, and Andrew Slack doing the covering.
Simon Boydevin at the back. Australia controlling. And that's a good clearance by Michael Lynagh, taking play to within 12 of halfway. Two-man line out from England. Goes over the back. Boydevin there. Taken by Winterbottom, the British Lions flanker. 30 metres out. Good ball for England. And what a time to knock on. Well, we saw Nell, the French 5'8", do exactly the same thing in Christchurch.
England just can't afford to make mistakes, and Williams, unfortunately, with 4 men outside him, just couldn't handle that ball.
Lynagh's outside, he's 22, but he's rifled that one towards touch. Grigg coming through. Australia's gain about 35 metres. Cutler at the back. England spoil. Another good ruck ball. Williams. Big dummy. But he turned. And the ball coming back now for his side. Winterbottom in close. Dean Richards into Lynagh. Cutler the tackler. England winning some good ball. Underwood in. This is Salmon to Sims. Chance for England. Webb. Underwood's outside. Rory Underwood. The first try at the World Cup on Australian soil has been scored by the jet pilot, Rory Underwood.
Well, just when I thought Australia were really dominating the play, England put on another superb attack. Webb gets the ball out wide and just passes it to Harrison. It really streaks for that corner. Fantastic try to England.
Magnificent attempt by Webb. Hits the crossbar and goes through. Scores a level.
Well, look at this movement again. England really let this ball go out wide. I thought Underwood was going to muck it up. Went to Sims. He threw it over past the Salmon. And this is where Webb really, the try was on Harrison. All he had to do was just run for that corner. He stretched out Roger Gould to no avail. Couldn't pick him up. That's exactly where England's danger will be. They can't afford to take Australia on in the forwards. They've got to let the ball go at all costs. And, if they can do that consistently or more often, it's going to be awfully hard for Australia.
3-2-8-2.
Halfway line. Cutler doing well for Australia. Well, that certainly has lifted England's spirits. The first try of the game. Campese in trouble back there. The England forwards arrive in numbers.
Get this bastard off it!
This is good play for the English side. David Campese took it running backwards. He did the right thing. He got to his feet straight away.
So Australia really having to answer now. One try to England, converted by Webb. A spectacular effort from touch. Harding, probing. Caught by Poitevin. Here they go again. Harrison, the try scorer. And the referee has ruled he was tackled. His knees were on the ground. He didn't release it. A timely one for Australia.
We'll see this replay here. Harrison, he clearly went to the ground. He was tackled. I think it was Coker.
And that one just over the head of Mike Harrison, the England captain.
Well, Australians have really just got to take a couple of deep breaths. The forwards have got to control play and just take their time. There's no need to panic at all. There's still plenty of time in this game.
Good line-out ball for England. They're moving it wide again. This is Salmon. Bad pass. Campese with a chance. David Campese. Is it his 22nd try in a test? It is! No! The referee's awarded the try, but I don't think he got the ball down. There's no way he got the ball down.
Well, that try will go down to David Campese, but as we look at this replay, there's no way in the world he scored that try. A loose pass, he came tearing through, put the ball. There was a race between he and Underwood. Underwood's very, very fast. The ball flicks up. David Campese does pick it up. I think he looks to Michael Lynagh to give him the try, but as he goes to put it down, unfortunately obscured, but believe you me, that wasn't a try. We'll see it head on. Again, a race between Campese and Underwood. Campese picks it up, looks at Michael Lynagh and then decides to go himself. The ball gets jarred out of his hands at least 6 inches from the ground.
So we put that one down as a try, but a very hollow one. Line has just missed. Australia leading by 10-6. Well, Mark, I made a mistake with the first England try scorer, and the referees made a mistake with Australia's first.
We'll try and look at this again. David Campese picks the ball up. He looks for Michael Lynagh. I thought he may have thrown the ball. The ball goes, yes, you can see it there. He's hit by Williams.
Simon Poitevin underneath. So a real blow there for England. And a test of character now. David Campese was almost in disbelief when the referee awarded that try. Here's Gary Rees. The England back row has been quite superb today. Rendell sets up. Williams. Webb. Sims outside. Good tackle by Papworth. Ball and all. Again, England managed to get it back. Long pass to Underwood. Sims inside. Chance for England. Kevin Sims. Steve Tyman, the tackler. Roger Gould with him.
Well, England did tremendous work to even get that far. When Harding came out of that scrum, there was only 2 men in the back line. Fortunately for England, one of them was Underwood. We'll see it again. Underwood gets away from an Australian forward. Peter Grigg, I thought he had him covered. He dived in desperation. Unfortunately, Underwood, a very powerful runner, got out of the tackle. Sims in close support. 2 Australians, Farjone and Tyman, really made sure that it wasn't a try.
So 10 metres out from the goal line. Paul Rendell, the 33-year-old engineer from London Wasps. He gained his first cap against Wales at the age of 30. He's one of 5 players from the Wasps club in the England lineup. The referee again ruling that England offside at the line-out. Penalties now 12-5 Australia's way. 13 minutes of play gone in the second half. Rory Underwood. Australia leading by 10-6. Underwood follows. Cutler underneath. Gould pushes him out of the way. Farr Jones saves the day.
Well, again, lack of communication with the Australian side. I think at least 3 players went up for that ball. Unfortunately, Farr Jones was behind to clean up.
Farr Jones on his own at the back. Lynagh. Charged down by Moore. This is Papworth. And Papworth from inside his 22 takes play back up towards halfway. Brian Moore now. Looks as though he's requiring attention. He captained England B in their win over Italy. But again, the Australians a little slow to react. The England squad has been trained by the former Olympic track and field coach, Tom McNabb. He claims that their hookers are as fast as the halfbacks over 30 metres. Peter Winterbottom, and Campbell comes away. Australia have it now. Papworth, back to Poitevin. This is Lawton the hooker. Farr Jones gets around Moore. Grigg. Australia probing. 35 metres out. Farr Jones again, short side. Richards the tackler. Lawton. Tommy Lawton out on the full.
Well, maybe Tommy got carried away with the kick he did in the first half, but under no circumstances should hookers kick the ball, and he's better suited to keep control by putting his head down and using his weight.
Lawton just shaking his head after that last kick. Michael Lynagh cut out the slack. Now it's Campese. He's wanting to stretch his legs. He's around Harrison. 22-metre line. Cut out past that time by the Australians to get the ball to their left wing. 15 minutes of play gone. Second half. Australia leading England by 10 points to 6. Redmond doing well at the front. Offside Australia. Australia last met England at Twickenham. It was the first match of the Grand Slam Tour in 1984. And victory to the Australians by 19 points to 3. That's their biggest margin ever over England. That's the halfway line. Steve Cutler, supported by his teammates. Rodriguez slipped it back. Liner's caught. Nigel Redmond again. A very impressive worker in the tight for England. Well cleared by Cutler. This is little Papworth. Shoulder charge. Dangerous tackle. Punches flying. Penalty Australia.
But look at this here. Winterbottom absolutely flattens Papworth with a shoulder charge. I don't think it was that high. Papworth just hopped off the ground. It didn't hurt him too much. We'll try and look at it again. Papworth steps in. Winterbottom comes low and drives into him.
Well, perhaps Winterbottom a little unlucky with that tackle. Certainly he tried to put his arm around the body of Brett Papworth. But now lynagh with a chance to put Australia 7 points ahead. Papworth missed the test against Korea with a lower back injury, but he's showing no effects of that this afternoon. .45 metres out for lynagh, 15 in from touch. He's missed 5. .22-metre line. So repeating that a try to the England captain Mike Harrison after 6.5 minutes, converted by Webb from touch, making up their 6 points. Campese a try for Australia, one that he really didn't get down on the ground. lynagh 2 penalty goals. Australia 10-6 and Peter Grigg for the line. What a tackle it was by Williams. Can Australia score? They have. Number 2. And no doubt about that one going over the goal line. It's the second tallest man on the field. .42 test match for Simon Poitevin.
What a magnificent run by Peter Grigg. You see how he hits that ball, going dead straight as he did against Korea last week. Magnificent tackle by Williams, just pulled him down a couple of metres out. Simon Poitevin, ever on the ball, really powered his way over that line. A great try for Australia. We'll see it again. Bill gets that wide pass. Peter Grigg runs dead straight, and that's the best way to do it, straight for the line. Williams came from behind, just pulled down Grigg 1 or 2 metres out. Simon Poitevin was the first Australian player to the ball. Picked it up, the line was in front of him, wrestled with Sims and scored the try.
So what a moment for Simon Poitevin, his 5th try in a test match. The day he equals Peter Johnson's Australian record of 42 internationals. And that could be the try that puts Australia out of sight. Michael lynagh making amends there. And Australia now with a 10-point lead. Well, if there's been a turning point in the game, it was the Campese try. Really seemed to take the stuffing out of the England side. Lawton throws his opposite number out of the way. line. Jones. Now he goes back the open side. Knock on there by Australia. Referees playing the advantage. Roger Gould. Peter Grigg. Where's the support? Lynagh. McIntyre into touch 10 metres out.
Well, good play by the Australian backs. First, Peter Grigg again running nice and straight. Roger Gould and then Michael Lynagh combining well with Andy McIntyre. Good work, Australia.
There's a bit of feeling in this game, certainly. Australia really starting to turn on the power. Barging in the line out by the Australians. Well, here in Sydney, we've received quite a few phone calls, apparently, about the David Campese try. Viewers suggesting that the ball came off an Englishman's leg and Michael Lynagh, in fact, scored the try. Well, we both disagree here at Concord because the referee awarded the try where Campese scored it, not where Lynagh scored it, which was just a metre in from the corner post. It seemed quite clear to us that Campese lost the ball ahead as it was jolted clear. Cutler slipping it back. England offside. Frustration from them. Poitevin wants it. 16 points to 6. 17 minutes remaining, and Lynagh now with a chance to make it 19-6.
Well, the Australian forwards are gradually getting on top now, as I expected in the last 20 minutes of the game. They're going forward all the time. The backs are hitting the ball a lot harder, particularly Roger Gould and Peter Grigg.
Michael Lynagh has scored 23 points, an Australian record, 3 times in a test match against Canada, Argentina and France. Product of St Joseph's Gregory College. And he looks as though he's going to be close. 19-6. And Australia is surely home now with 15 minutes to go. Well, the expression on Martin Green's face certainly tells the story, doesn't it? Three penalty goals by Lynagh, 1 conversion, 11 points for him. Richard Harding, the halfback. Richard supports, a tireless worker for England. Harding has it. He's trying to burrow through like a little rabbit. Winterbottom calling his forwards to join him. Expert control here from England. Williams. Sims. Salmon. Quick hands to Webb. Harrison's with him. The England skipper with 1 man to beat. 5 metres from the corner post. Almost scoring his second try.
The English backs certainly look a lot better than the Australian backs when they stand nice and wide and throw that ball out. They've had the extra man coming in all the time. Webber's done a tremendous job, and Harrison is looking dangerous again.
Australia a man down with Andy McIntyre walking around very gingerly.
We'll see the English backline liced out nice and deep, playing a little bit across the field, but they add the numbers. Webb comes in, straightens up. Peter Grigg doing the right thing, coming across and covering. I don't know where Campese was, but Harrison went straight past him, and only a bad kick really stopped a threat for Australia.
And concern now in the England camp also, with Mike Harrison, certainly in the knee area. And that certainly would be a tragic blow if he has to leave the field. How do you read that one, Mark?
Well, he's in enormous pain. He's got both hands to his head. He can't believe the pain. Every time the physio actually touches his leg, he grimaces in pain, and it'll be unfortunate with Marcus Rose already off the field, apparently with concussion, already gone to hospital for observation. We'll try and see what happened here. The kick went, he went after the ball and maybe twisted the ball. We'll try and see. He went straight down in his knee, and he got mixed up with Michael Lynach's legs.
Yes, he's really seemed to come down hard on that left knee in the tackle. So we could see another replacement in the England side. Rob Andrew is warming up, and he's a man familiar to us here in Sydney. He played with the Gordon Club last year as their fly half. Mike Harrison is determined to stay on. He's been a very impressive leader of this England side this afternoon. Very skillful footballer. A serious car accident put him out of rugby for 2 seasons. But now England with a chance to bounce back. 2 metres from the Australian goal line. It's 8 metres out from the goal line. Australia with a 13-point advantage. 13.5 minutes to go. Winterbottom with Richards and Redmond. Long cut-out pass here for Webb. Underwood's outside. Here's danger. Rory Underwood. Pass went to Gould. Bad luck for England. A try went begging.
I don't think Rory Underwood can believe that England didn't score that try.
Redmond at the back. There's Winterbottom going down for the loose ball again. Richards. Oh, what a charge by the number 8. It's as though the Englishmen have dived in over the top.
Well, look at this move here. It was a long pass cut out both the centres. It hit Webb going out wide. Underwood was with him. Roger Gould came across. Had Webb covered all the time. The pass inside, Underwood was there. Campese and Lynagh were both on the spot. And all we would look for was an English player, but Roger Gould took that ball and put it out for Australia.
Well, Australia muffed that penalty kick. This is Harrison. A dicky knee. Almost there for his second. Well, there's a lot of energy-sapping strength going into these scrums. 12 minutes to go. England really straining. The number 8 can pick it up for England. And they still have the scrum feed. Plenty of talking coming from the England forwards. One of them yelling out, pick it up and let's go. When the scrum collapses, the referee says, stand up, and we'll have it in again. Always a risk of injury in that situation. Australia leading 19-6, 10 minutes to go. Richards. Richards again. Farr Jones was there. Harding has it. And he knocked the ball on.
Well, bad luck for England. Richards and Winterbottom were taking that ball up forward, and unfortunately Harding, a little bit too anxious, made the knock on.
Nick Farr Jones asking for the England side to straighten it up. Referee taking control. Gould gave himself plenty of room that time. He hasn't found touch. This is Harrison. Swerving run. He's beaten 2 tackles. Here they go. Underwood. Plenty of Australian yellow jerseys there. There's that man, Winterbottom. He's had a fantastic game for England. Well, we've seen this afternoon why Peter Winterbottom is so highly respected in Australia and New Zealand. He only came into the side as a late replacement, but he has been tireless, as has that man, Dean Richards. There's Farr Jones. Clever play from the halfback. Williams the tackler. Poitevins there. Now it's Tyneman. The Australian back row, a team within a team. Peter Gregg to Campisi. Harrison, he threw the ball to him. I don't believe it. Harrison looking for his second try. Papworth across. He's got into touch. Try-saving tackle by Brett Papworth.
Well, what a run. Harrison scooped away. Campisi presented him with a gift ball. It appeared Harrison was going to break for the corner. Here comes Papworth. Just pushes him out into touch. Magnificent effort.
Heavy pressure coming from England. Australia has scored 2 tries to 1. Campisi and Poitevin. Harrison for England. There's the line-out ball Australia wanted. England offside. Ruck had formed. You must stay bound in that situation. .35 metres out from the Australian goal line. 19-6 the score. Here's Richard Harding. He had a look round there. Sims to Salmon. Webb in again. Number 7, Gary Rees. Winterbottom, number 6. There's Gary Rees on the ground appealing to the referee, thinking the feed may have gone the other way. But Australia looks to be safely through this first pool match. 19 points to 6. It's been a game of incident. controversial try awarded to Australia after the scores had been locked at 6-all. Here goes Underwood again. Too much pace for Grigg. Jones across. Winterbottom. Richards inside. Harding taken. Gould the tackler. 10 metres out. And England's been penalised for going over the top. Silly play there by Dean Richards. Clearly infringed. And what should have been a potential try-scoring situation will see Australia relieved. Penalties now 17-7 in favour of Australia. Margin remains at 13 points. Exactly 5 minutes remaining too. Poitevin at the back, unopposed. Rees coming through. Gould. And a knock-on ruled.
Well, I'm surprised at the English. I mean, I thought they'd be really folding at this stage of their game, but instead they're coming on, and it looks as if Australia are tiring before them.
Lovely stepping from Lynagh to Poitevin. They've opened them up here. Jones. Slack was barreled, tackle without the ball. Penalty.
Well, there was no doubt about that. Slack was hitting the back of the head by Sims before he took that ball.
So here's the incident again.
We'll see this. Slack was taking out before he even received the ball. The referee, Lawrence, had no hesitation in awarding Australia a penalty.
So Andy Slack today leading Australia for the 15th time in a test match. I think he just sported a little smile to the ref to say he was okay, but it certainly was a bone-jarring tackle. Slack now only one test behind one of our greatest ever captains, John Thornett, who led Australia on 16 occasions. Well, this match has been played in the best traditions of Anglo-Australian contests. And Slack's still in trouble.
Well, it was a very heavy knock. Sims hit him right in the back of the head, and I think there may be a slight concussion.
So the Australian captain soldiers on. Australia looking for one last effort here. But the England rose certainly hasn't wilted this afternoon. Taken away by hooker Brian Moore. Michael Lynagh. Cut out to Gould and Campese, but the pass was charged down. Campese follows. Rory Underwood. Isn't he a delight to watch? Look at the speed. 10 metres out from his own goal line to halfway. Sims. Last man there is Nick Jones. And what fabulous covering by the halfback. Sweeping movement from England.
Well, Rory Underwood again, fantastic movement. Lucky enough for Australia, Roger Gould made sure he went well and truly over the sideline once he'd passed that ball to Sims. But now Roger Gould's down on the sideline. There appears to be something wrong with him. He's looking at the inside of his leg. Hopefully it won't be that sciatic nerve that we've come to know probably too well.
Yes, well, this looks to be more around the groin region. Roger Gould this afternoon playing in his 25th test. But the mobility and fitness of this England side compared to 1984, Mark, has really been a feature.
Well, it's astounding. They're running on stronger than Australia in this last quarter of the match. I thought Australia will well and truly be on top now. Okay, they may be in points, but, you know, they're doing it tough.
England looking for their second try. Harding. Jones up the touchline. Webb in his first test match. Looks to be a little too deep. Gould. He seems to recover only reasonably.
I think we'll see a quick tap and a pass to Michael Lynagh.
Whoops. Troy Coker. The big man, a good pass out to Grigg. Flicked up by Campbell to Coker again. Now Cutler's there. The two Australian second rowers in that movement. Tommy Lawton. Campbell mauling. The Australian forwards put it together. Gould. Grigg trips over the body on the ground. Now it's Rodriguez. England starting to look very tired. Slack. A wall of white jerseys. Now it's Far Jones to Papworth. Little Pappy. Look at him go. Peter Williams for England, saving the day. Well, it really has been a very entertaining test match. England have certainly had their chances, but I suppose Australia have taken theirs. That's been the big difference.
Well, the pace of the game has been absolutely furious. I mean, it's been one side and then another. Papworth, we haven't seen too much of Brett. He attempts to go front, goes down the sideline, beats Durley, decides to put the little chip over, and again, good covering by Williams, saved England. It could have gone either way. Thank God for that.
Now Roger Gould seeing Dr. Jeff Vanderfield. He's leaving the field. And Stephen James coming on as a replacement for the second week in a row. He's still not allowed on the field. Lynagh looking for a field goal. Sailing just wide of the right-hand upright. So Stephen James is going to come on in the last minute of the test match. He came on inside the last 10. His second cap. And here he is on his home ground, Concord Oval. He plays for the Western Suburbs Club here in Sydney. There's the siren. Australia has won the game. The final score, 19-6 at the moment. Campese. England players on the ground. That one's gone into the grandstand. And there it is, a 13-point victory for the Australians. They preserved their...